Yo,
What up, Matt? Good morning.
what's going on? Good morning. Big day today.
What makes it big?
It's daylight savings, man.
Uh,
How'd you sleep?
well, we went to bed late on the idea that we got an extra hour of sleep, or was it on purpose?
I told you so. I realized I counted my caffeine today
Yeah.
or yesterday. I had 1 cup 7 a.m. before I went to the gym. Drank
Since when
about
do you have coffee before the gym?
3/4. I don't know. I didn't want to be hungry. It's gonna be a long day.
You're one of those people.
Then I had the Fit Aid, so another 40 milligrams. How many milligrams is in coffee?
I think like 100,
120 or something.
120. I think espresso
Alright.
shot. We'll have to check that
So
out.
now we're at 160. Then what did we drink? We drank a coffee when we got home.
You didn't have one, did you?
I had one.
All right,
Oh
so we had
yeah.
an Americano. Another one around noon.
So we're at 2.
Because that one was late. Because I went to the store right after the gym. We cleaned. We didn't get home until.
So 280 milligrams for me, and we didn't have anything else right.
Yeah, it's not that much, dude.
For me though,
It's not that much. I don't think it's that. I think you're just in your head all the time.
like
Were you worried about this?
no, I don't think so. I'm telling you, it's coffee, dude. I know you don't want to hear it, but
So we have to shut down.
I'm not shutting down. I just have to like yesterday was a good day to do it because it's the weekend.
Yeah, okay, because it's Saturday.
Like when I have to coach at 5 a.m., not a good fucking rest.
So well, maybe we just dilute it more.
Could.
Like you added a lot of water. Like I have in my cup, 150 grams of water, 36 grams of espresso. But you're saying that my shots are not right because of pour time. So we got to talk about that.
We'll talk about that. But yeah, like we were up late last night, going through. Luke and I had a cool idea of just going through the phone of videos of like ourselves and people at the gym we filmed, and like it's kind of cool to like I could teach Luke about our members, showing them their lifts. He could already start to get faults. We could also work on our coaching. Like what went wrong on this thing? How would you fix it?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's good for Trill too, because we're starting our coaching development at the gym. We're running through, and was good to kind of just dig in, and we just mess around. So we do a bunch of different things at the house and like buzz each other's balls about it. But I think that's good to kind of practice.
But I was wired from that. Like I could have done that all night.
Well, we also started to just go through like memory. Like I was crying. I haven't laughed that hard at some of those things in a while. The Vince video, my school project, like.
So we went to bed at like 11:30.
11. I went to bed at 12.
12, yeah. So I was in my bed, just awake, wired still.
By the time we fell asleep.
And I was like looking for. Think it's weird that we got a device for a heart rate, right? How come they can't fucking think of a device for hydration?
Like this thing, is that what you mean, the heart rate device? Because I mean, I feel like the hydration thing, you have to like fucking stab yourself. Because how do they tell about that?
I thought there was like some test you do where you like pinch your skin. Is that bullshit?
It's like pinch your skin and like how quickly does it rebound? Or something like that. I don't really know, but something like that.
Because when I get the anxious coffee jitters, that's like I start thinking fuck, am I dehydrated? Like my body gonna shut down?
You're literally a Lombardi.
You worry.
You panic about like things that aren't actually real. I was just saying that about like. So do you think Sunday scaries are real? Do you think people get them like? The week starts and you have projects and you don't want to go to work, or like you just feel anxious about a new week starting?
I think it depends where you are in your career, what your job is. I think I definitely used to have them.
Well, do you think it exists without the job? Like, I guess not. No, I guess.
Nah, I think the job sets your schedule.
It doesn't matter. Like Sunday in the summer, it's like it's another day.
Dude, how much did you do homework? Like thinking back, I'm like, did I really even do much homework? Or like, when would I do it? I think I did most of it in school.
Yeah, they programmed, or at least when I was there, they programmed it for you to finish most of it in school. The only class that I don't think I had a chance to do it in class, and he didn't give it to us a lot, was calculus. So I did AP Calc my senior year, and he would give us homework because it was practice, but it was like layered into class. Like, all right, let's do this. And like, he never gave it on the weekends. That was only on the weekday. I think for like his idea was the same thing. Like, you should be home. You should be able to enjoy yourself. You need a day off. Like, I'm not working on the weekends. Why do you have to work on the weekend?
Yeah.
But then we had all the fucking a-hole teachers, the opposite, that were like, this is what you're doing. This is your job. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, it's bullshit. Like, everybody should have a weekend, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like the typical movie where it's like pan, zoom in, student or kid at dining room table, like stack of books, and like they're working on the notepad, and like mom walks over and like, what are you working on?
You just
I don't think I
explained,
ever
like, a
did
formula
that.
right there. Over there, kids doing his homework and he's stressed out. They have pornos like that, I think. But
That's a whole theme now, like the
Eric will know.
step-sis stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric, dude, can you chime in on
yeah,
that?
Eric, are you there, dude? Just call in. Talk
But
about it.
I just feel like looking back, I never was that hardcore. Like I never was like, all right, here we go.
Okay.
3-hour cram. Here goes the
What
homework.
about your parents? 'Cause I know kids that got, like Nick would get reamed out.
Yeah, my parents didn't know.
Like it was like, dude, did you do your homework? And then they would like look at it and be like, this sucks. Redo it. I just remember Nick like grinding, or like his sister would just start crying.
I don't even remember like in high school, my parents collecting my report card. Like, how that was a thing for some kids.
Yeah. Our parents just, I don't think they thought school was like a good principle. It was, or wasn't one of their principles, right? Or like their values. They didn't give a shit. It was like, here, you got to go to this thing all day. Because if we wanted to stay home, it was the easiest thing. I was like, I don't feel good. All right, you just stay home.
Yeah.
Like they're sick. It's like, no, I'm not. Fucking pretend I told you I'm tired, or I just don't want to go. Like, at what point in your life as a kid do you actually like start to realize you're tired? Is what I thought. Like me and Maggie would always be like, I'm not going to school today. And my mom would just be like, okay, that's fine. And then I can't remember like the line where it would just be like, I don't want to go. I would wake up and be like, I'm too tired to go today. Like most of the time it was like, I'll just fucking fall asleep in school. I don't care.
That's the nice thing about college, at least. Like you're like, fuck that 7 a.m. class. You just don't go.
You
can
choose
it.
what you want to do. That's how life should be. At a certain point, and I don't know if I agree with like being able to do whatever you want, because I think high school kids are stupid.
Yeah,
like
there needs to be structure there.
Yeah, 100%. I don't even know if people can handle it at the college level.
Agreed.
Because it's like most kids, I'm probably including us, would choose to go to the afternoon classes over the morning classes. And then I think it should be like, there should be like mandatory, you got to hit morning class. Like it's just like a drill sergeant, like military or academy. Like you should learn to be waking up early. You should learn to be going through things. You should learn that these things like variants that we talked about in the last episode.
Don't watch that one, by the way, chat.
So episode's called Redemption for a reason. We're going to do the Sunday Blues is what we're thinking. So I start work tomorrow, which I'd like to talk about because that's my Sunday scaries. But we're going to do the Sunday Blues, or we'll call it
Sunday scaries. Let's clear that up real quick because I'm not 100% sure what it is. It's the anxiety or panic of the work week.
I think it's more
coming up.
Yeah, I think it's like, it doesn't even have to be the work week. I think it's like the Sunday scaries are like on a Sunday evening.
You're not relaxing anymore.
Yeah, most people aren't relaxed. It's not just me. I didn't make it up. It's like, I'm sure there's a better word than calling it.
No, I know. I've heard it before.
But yeah, I think it's like, I've heard people before be like, every Sunday, like I wake up, I start to get like, when I wake up, I'm getting ready for dinner, cleaning up dinner, and then all of a sudden the stress kicks in. My arm starts hurting. I feel like I'm having a heart attack. I feel stressed out. I don't feel those ways.
Yeah.
But I've heard people say that, like that they feel shitty. So.
But today you're definitely anxious. Is that what you
Not yet. I wouldn't
yet.
say yet. I'm sure. I don't even think yet, because this upcoming week at the new job is just all online orientation. So it's going to be like, I'm not uncomfortable talking to new people. I think it's like the following week when it's like, all right, I got to drive to the office. I have to do this. I have to make sure I don't get hit in traffic. Am I going to work out? Am I going to have time to work out? Do I try to work out at lunch, or am I going to have time to after? Am I going to coach still?
Yeah. Do you have any Zoom meetings? Do you know?
Yeah. All week next week.
All week this week?
All week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's interesting that they would choose that route. I feel like it's more uncomfortable having a conversation across video.
The whole thing Zoom all week, Monday through Friday this week. So we got, I think the day starts at 8 a.m. Like I told you, there's one session that starts earlier, which is early.
Yeah.
7 a.m. session to be grinding construction terminology. But it's like day one is like learning about us, pro course core values, and all these other different things, which is interesting. And we have like construction boot camps across the board. So I'll do like team viewer and Vince and let him check it out, make sure it's good. But I think there's a lot of external things still going on in my life that also make it a little bit more challenging to remove the Sunday scares. Or like, I'm excited for the job.
Right.
So like,
what are you not excited about?
I like most people, we like routine. Like back home, it was like, all right, I knew what days I worked. I never had like a set time because my schedule was fucking lame back then.
Well, that's what I was just going to chime into. Like, are you just feeling this way because you don't know what it's like?
Yeah, I've never done this before. I've always worked on the weekends. my schedule for the last since I was 13 has been, unless I was injured or doing something else, I've always been in a customer service based industry,
Right.
working at nighttime, working when everybody else is off.
Yeah.
So what does that do to your life?
It's just confusing. I don't think you can find a routine like
No,
that.
you can't, because it's like, yeah, you can't, because like we're done work some nights at 9, and then I get home and it's like, all right, well, I can jam in other stuff.
Yeah.
Or
like how we were just talking about how like school, like you were saying, you didn't want to wake up early, or some days you're just like, I'm not feeling it. Like for me, it's like, yeah, I'll be tired in bed, but like I'm productive as shit in the morning.
Yeah.
So like the sooner I can start work, I know I'll like be able to bang out a bunch of stuff. And then when 11 comes around, I think that's when I start to fade off, at least for work, productive wise.
Like energy wise, or just productive?
Yeah, but I have a routine. I've been doing it for over 10 years,
Yeah.
like the same fucking schedule.
Yeah. I like I sit back and I think about this starting. It's like, all right, how do I have a conversation with, like, same deal. I would much rather wake up early, get my coffee, go to work and start early, and then be done sooner, because like you're saying, by 3 o'clock I'm burned out.
Yeah.
Like even working out at 3 o'clock is hard for me. Like I've had too much food in my body. My stomach starts to feel weird. I just feel tired. I feel fatigued. It's something I can get used to, but I'd much rather go to the office early. I think like our whole family's that way. Vince goes really early. Like he's at the office if he could, 5 a.m. before people.
He works out early too. I can't do that.
I can't. I used to be able to do it, so I'm not gonna say I can't. It's just you can do it.
I've done it. I'll do it on Saturdays,
Yeah.
but again, like I don't ever feel ready.
I think if you religiously did it across the board for a couple months,
maybe
you'd feel better. Because I used to do 6 a.m. At Phoenixville for years. Me and Vince every morning would go, and then we'd go get coffee.
Now that we're digging in, like I'm thinking, like maybe it's for me. I just don't like when I have to do something.
Like you're being told you have to do it, right?
Just like working out's a good example, right? Like on a Saturday morning, I can do it because I have the whole day, and I can do it whenever I technically want. Like, and same for any time I work out. It's like, whereas like a Vince, like that's his routine. So like, let's say he slept shitty, like he's still gonna do that 6:30 or 5:30 a.m. workout or whatever time he goes, like religiously. Like for me, I like the fact that it's like I don't have to do it if I don't want to, and I can do it later
because you just have the flexibility.
Yeah.
Or is that?
And I like that in work too, right? Like, but I know that's not realistic. Like you're gonna have an end date at some point.
Yeah.
I just don't think I abuse that end date. Like if I'm gonna do something on a day, I'm gonna do it. I just might not do it when I plan. Like I might not do it at 6 a.m. I might do it at 3 p.m.
Because you have the flexibility.
Yeah.
So how do I get to that point in my life is the question. Because I felt like I did have the flexibility when I owned my gym and working at Palomas and doing other things, but I had a lot of things that weren't good for me.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to create the habit. I mean, you're at base level 1, dude.
I'm curious
idea.
Yeah, I'm curious how flexible, like not flexible. I mean, like you just said, base level, like the start of a career, how like flexible the managers are in this world. Like if
I wouldn't even worry about that. I would just go, get a feel, and then see what you can do with what you have. Don't ask anything. Don't push it. Settle in, and then you can make minor adjustments.
Yeah.
Like when I first started at Sonos, Devin, we all shared an office back in the early days when it was like more like a startup. I shared an office like in a room like this because Sonos had like just used this old mansion in Santa Barbara as an office. It was pretty cool, but it was like literally a room this size. My desk was over there. Then my manager, my boss's desk was right here. His name was Devin. And then there was another guy in this corner named Matt. It was literally just the three of us, like this small, like this tight of a room. And but Devin would get there at like 6 a.m. So I would come in at like, I don't know, 9, like school time, thinking it was like a 9 to 5 job. And he was just telling me like, yeah, like, I mean, don't forget, Sonos had 2 offices at the time, one in Boston. So East Coast, that's 3 hours ahead. And they had the California office. So he was just like, I just come in at 6, literally, like deal with the kids, come here, and I leave at 2. And I was like, oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'll just do the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty.
So like you might go to the office and there might be like 5 people already there. And you'll be like, what the hell are these people doing?
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of where I'm hoping, because for the most part, kind of literally like you just said, it's Procore is international. So it's like if I'm the guy that wants to work with the East Coast, I mean, I'm sure it's not international too heavy for me, But I'm sure it's like I could deal with these.
And then the conversation with Al is simple. It's just like, hey man, I just saw that there's a lot of people here when I got here. Is it cool for company culture if I start early?
Yeah.
He might say like, yeah. He might also say like, hey Luke, not yet, but like let's get you situated, let's get you trained up, and then once you're like in a groove,
I'm sure that's
you do your own thing.
More true, because it's like I think I have orientation for the week, and then I'm sure they give us at the end of orientation like our next schedule, which I'm sure they're going to be like, hey, here are the days you're in the office, because no matter what, I work from home 1 day a week starting, and then it transfers to 2 days a week at home, 3 days in office. But I don't know when that happens. And maybe you're right. Maybe it's like at some point they're just going to be like, cool, you can handle your own shit. Yeah. You have to come to the office X amount of days.
You might want to go to the office. Like literally, I remember my first days at Sonos, I fucking loved going to the office, but I didn't have the commute you did. It was literally 10-minute bike ride from my house. But like, I don't know, they make it so that at least in the corporate world, it's like
the office isn't as bad.
You don't really want to leave because they provide so much for you. I mean, I guess that's the point of it.
I'm down. I'm excited for that. Like, I like that stuff. I don't even know if it's about work longer. I'm not even allowed to. If I go to overtime, I have to get it approved by managers. So it's like corporate's gone to that direction where they have to monitor everything, I think, at this point. Yeah. Unless you're salary and managers and stuff like that. But
these corporations that have these beautiful campuses, and I've been to Procore's, it's like amazing. Like you've got hiking trails, you could bring the dog, you've got a full kitchen stocked with snacks. Yep.
You got a barber
You can bring your lunch. They've got a gym, barber on site. I mean, like, you might.
That's where I was trying to think. I mean, if I do my fasting essentially, my lunch times, if I take lunch at noon, but I don't eat, I'm sure I could eat my fucking ground beef and my liver at my work while I'm working. I'm
just no fish, dude.
Yeah, I don't eat
you don't want to be the fish guy.
I don't even cook food. Obviously,
but I guarantee you, one day you're gonna go in that kitchen, they'll be the fish person. For some reason, there's always somebody that wants to microwave fish.
Salmon too. Probably.
Yeah, it's disgusting, dude, and it reefs the whole office up.
That's gross. Ugh.
There's always one person though that does that.
It's the worst though, because it's like, first of all, I hate microwaves. I think they're disgusting. It's like you're just putting your food into like an atomic bomb, and like all of us. Sorry,
I don't know how it works. I think that's why it freaks me out. I don't really get it.
Like, how does something get that hot in this little box?
In a box,
the oven takes forever to heat up, right? And then the food also takes forever to heat up because it's actual heat.
But yeah, the oven, you understand, right? Like there's some coils or there's gas, there's a fire underneath of it. Those things get hot, creates like hot air. The microwave, I have no idea.
The microwave literally goes internally into this thing and gets hot in seconds. Like
even when you open the microwave, it's not like hot air comes out.
Yeah, so it's literally just injecting it with something. It's got to be because
it's weird.
Like you're saying, the oven, crank it up to 400. Does not cook the meat in 30 seconds. Like, thunder broil's done. It just broiled it. It's like, no, it just seared the outside, which is like, that's how heat works from the outside in. Doesn't it go
the opposite way?
It's not starting internally, which is like a microwave. Like you can take a raw burger and cook it in a microwave and people eat that shit.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. That grosses me out.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll have an oven at the office. I'm like trying to think if Sonos did, but I don't think they did.
I mean, my plan is like, I got to figure out, just gonna bring my Yeti lunchbox, bring it to the office with not sure if I'll bring liver or not. Maybe, potentially, if it stays cold enough.
Well, don't forget, you can only, I guess again, you got to scope it out. I wonder if you're gonna have cubicles or open desk.
I think open desk from what I've seen.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't work in the office anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, like, I'm on the sales team, and I think the sales team got majority of the office now because software guys don't go to the office anymore. Apparently they're all remote, like 100% remote. So my thought is at some point, if I stay with my goal is to stay with this company. I want to say now, but they're probably going to take everybody remote.
Yeah.
Cause he said,
which is kind of a bummer being young.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's how you meet people, get friends.
Like, I mean, I would be like, hell yeah, that sounds awesome. Like where I'm at now in my life. But like, I do if I was to look back, it was like, a really fun being in the office, like creating friends, creating routines, shooting the shit, going to lunch every day.
You have to lunch with people every day.
Every day.
Santa Barbara is a way different. I guess Carpentry is not bad, but
yeah, it's just nice downtown. But I don't think you could walk there.
No,
so you have to try. But we would try places too.
Well, that's like to your point about the traffic, though. But I should just get a bicycle, or not a bicycle, a motorcycle.
They might have bicycles. Sonos had bicycles too.
Hey, people can ride.
You just took out and rode.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, the ride from Procore to downtown is short. Like you could just sit down there.
When we drove past it the other night,
which is like you have so many like cool little opportunities for habits. Yeah. Like you could drive there super early, get there at 5:30 in the morning, grab a bike, go down to what's it called, Llama House.
Coffee shop.
There's a coffee shop there. Yeah, grab your coffee. Again, create the routine, because I remember when we were right across from another coffee shop at Sonos, like they started to know you by name, like they were ready for you, knew your order. That was like one of the coolest things, dude.
Sonos?
Yeah.
Which coffee shop?
A Handlebar.
Oh, they knew your name.
No, I was thinking the knowing my name was one of the places we ate for lunch, like religiously.
Three Pickles.
It might have been.
Yeah.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but like that was like a life achievement for me, because I've always wanted to like have the local joint. Yeah, and someone would know you by name and know your order.
Yeah.
Like when that happened that one day, I was like, dude, I finally did it.
Well,
like,
I think that's cool. Like there's one place I wouldn't be cool with that, is like I don't want to be the regular at a bar.
No.
Like where it's like, dude, the guys just sat down. Luke's here. He's about to drink 4 fucking Tito martinis.
But bar, coffee shop, same thing.
Yeah, it is the same thing. I mean, nothing against that, but I just wouldn't be able to. But
yeah, I'm not saying you got to do that exact habit or take that exact dream, but I'm just saying like those are the little kind of micro habits you get to make at your office, and like you might make friends, and you guys might just eat at the
office
spot out on the beach like every fucking day.
My concern, I think I'm good at making friends for the most part, as long as I connect with people. But just like I like to get right to work. Like I don't like to have downtime. Like I don't like to like fuck my day up. Like if I don't have to take lunch, I'd probably fast and just go right through it. Even though in California you legally have to take a break. Yeah, I'll take lunch, but that's where I said, like, I don't know. It would just kind of be like, once I figure out my schedule, if I'm sitting in traffic for an hour and get to the gym at 5, can I hit the 5:30? I'll never coach again. But
I feel like you and I are very adaptable people, though.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah, I would be
like if you looked at us face value, you'd be like, why are these two people friends?
Mm-hmm.
But like we'll just do whatever, change our habits or make our habits work for other people. Like I had a friend who was like he'd ask you like what you wanted to do or where you wanted to eat, but then you'd say something, he'd be like, "Now let's go here." And I'd be like, "All right, let's go here." Whatever, dude.
But wait, dig into that. What do you mean? We're like very adaptable. And I agree. I think if I'm on the same idea as you, so you say like we're very adaptable people. Do you think people like that around them?
Of course they do. We morph.
Do we morph though? Because I was just explaining this actually in a text like this morning to somebody. I think people want to be around us not for some reason. I think for a good reason. I don't know what it is, but like Vince would take his routine and mess it up to just hang out with us and do like they'd rather do what we want to do. And like our routine is just like simple. It's like we wake up, well, I'll come downstairs. Everybody just looks at each other. Everybody knows I don't talk in the morning for the most part. Everybody triggers, tries to get me to talk. But that's how it was in my mom and dad's house. Drink the coffee. And then it's like for us, it's like one of us is probably going to be coaching. The other person is going to be going to work. Or if we're all working from home, it's going to be like this routine. It's going to be like we all wake up. We all start the coffee. You start eating your food. Like I could predict what you're going to do. You're going to go, you're going to fry some food. Then I'm going to go. We're all working. We pretend we're all home. Trill does her thing. She'll probably be on TikTok or something. And then she signs in, starts her day. I don't know what time, 7 a.m., 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And then the routine goes. Then we all decide like we're done at a certain time. Then we all go to the gym together. Like yesterday, we didn't do anything that people would like.
Yeah.
But we filled the whole day up to the point where I was exhausted.
Yeah. I mean, I won't speak for you, but I know myself. And like, I am very go with the flow. So like back in the days when it was office, it was like, you want to go surfing. Sure. I'll go surfing. Let's do it. You want to go do this hike? Sure. Let's do it. You want to go to this store? Yeah, sure. I'll go to this store. I'll buy something.
Yeah, but the pain in the ass part about you is like you'll just go. Like if other people won't buy something at that store unless you buy something, and you won't buy something.
But like Trillian's opposite. Everything's got to be planned, and then she like if it's not planned, she's not good with spontaneity. It's like full on panic. Like just like if someone's like, "Hey, let's go hiking in 5 minutes," I'm like, "Yeah, let's go." She's like, "What am I wearing? What should I wear? Is it hot? Is it cold?" And then it takes like 20 minutes and it's full panic. How far are we going? How high is the hill? Like she's asking all these questions. Like me, I'm like, "All right, you want to go hiking? Let's go." Like you got the spot. Awesome. I'm in.
Think, all right.
If it's a fucking 2-hour hike, I'm in. If it's ends up being a 20-hour hike through the bushwhack and we get lost and I'm starving, I'm still in.
Man, yeah.
I'm not the guy that's like halfway through the hike, like, "Yo, I thought we were turning around soon." Like, I'm just going until the person dies.
I'm starving, dude.
Yeah.
I need food.
That person is why I think like we get along.
Yeah.
because he's very like needy.
Yeah, and you're like, I'll do whatever.
Yeah, it's like, all right, you need food though. Let's take you to the food place. Let me reroute our whole plan.
Not even
We're
that.
already 20 minutes late, but let's take another
stop
10.
and go get a nice snack. Well, I was just again telling somebody about that story, trying to explain like exactly like when we're traveling, want it to be simple, short, easy, or like even work. It's like, here's my plan, here's my plan of action, and I need to get it done.
Yeah.
This said person, it's like, we're going to your wedding, we're driving there. We're like, leave at 5 a.m. 6. What time do we leave? 7 a.m. We're like, cool. We all can make it to noon, right? Yeah. An hour into the car, dude, I need to stop. We stop at this restaurant. Me, you, and Trill don't eat. We just sit there, watch said person down everything.
Yeah.
And then we get back in the car. I agree. And none of us, like, we just jokingly complained about it in the background, but none of us actually cared that much. Besides, like, now we're just going to be 30 minutes late.
Yeah. The big problem for me that happens a lot is I double book because I just don't like to turn down things.
Okay, well, is that because you're afraid of missing out? FOMO style?
Not FOMO. I just feel like someone literally thought of me, took the time to invite me to something, and like, I don't know, it means a lot. And I'm just like, I don't want to fucking like let you down or like, you know.
Do you think it's that, or do you think it's this way, that these people, like I was saying earlier, your presence and attitude in that situation like elevates the experience? And they just want you there. Like they might not even want to talk to you, but like surfing, they might just feel safer with you for some reason.
Yeah.
Like I feel like me and you do a lot of shit where it's like, if I need a haircut today, and if I just like come for my haircut, you would probably come if you had nothing else to go to, and you would just like not get a haircut. You could go do whatever the fuck you wanted in that area.
Yeah, most likely.
Go sit at a coffee shop across the street, walk around with the dog up and down the street till it's done.
Yeah, definitely would do that.
But what reason do I have to invite you? That's my question. Like, why? There's a reason I invite you, or like a reason you invite me to do things, and it's like more the experience gets elevated somehow. Because there's a group of people who are like, I'm going to get a haircut, you stay here.
I think the experience will get, in my opinion, doing things alone versus doing things with people. It doesn't matter what it is. I always think the experience is elevated because now you have a shared experience. And like, I feel like any given day, something can go wrong. And I think that makes the experience better.
Something can go wrong. And what do you
like
mean?
if you went and like you had a plan for your day and I was there or I wasn't there, doesn't really matter. And you set out, you did your day, exactly had how you planned to the T. Everything was smooth operation. It's kind of a boring
So
day.
you basically,
I think that's
pull up
kind of a
Google
boring
Calendar,
day.
and you're like, all right, wake up. You're gonna literally, you didn't put everything. Like 7 a.m. alarm goes off, 7:15 teeth are brushed. I'm out of bed, dressed.
Whatever.
7:18 I'm drinking my coffee.
It could be to the T or loose, but like if everything goes according to plan, in my opinion, it's kind of a boring day.
Yeah.
Versus like you had this plan. We set out to the barbershop, car accident. We took a different route. The sun is setting. It's beautiful. You just said, fuck the appointment, like pulled over, watched the sunset. Other friend got hungry, had to go to In-N-Out. Never even got the haircut, but had a fucking day.
Yeah. And you're okay with not having the hair. No, I agree with that.
Then if you did that by yourself, the chance of that happening without those other external pieces and people like telling you or guiding you through things, you probably have a better chance of just filling out the day exactly how you planned. Adding people into the mix, they might change the trajectory of your day. And then if you had this crazy fucking day, saw a car accident or whatever, you also have someone to talk about it and bring up those stories with, right? Like, dude, remember that time when we were like hitting up all those coffee shops on the way?
That's the bigger part, because I think traveling two scenarios, right? You travel by yourself and you travel with somebody else. So I had that experience when I went to Vietnam with the 5 of you versus the time I went to Vietnam by myself.
Yeah, that's true.
And it was like the second time I went was still a crazy experience. But like if I explain to you anything, you're just gonna be like, cool, dude.
Yeah, I can only relate so much.
Where it's like if you can have 2 people telling the story, I think it's just better. Like if I was on this podcast by myself, the experience for whoever's listening would be not great. Be like, oh, maybe not, I don't know, but it wouldn't be as fun. Like I wouldn't be able to sit back. Or like when we were watching those videos last night, there was shared experiences and everything. Like we just made sure it was like we all can relate on the video we weren't watching. There's plenty of videos on my phone where if I showed them, you guys would have been like, the fuck's this? Like at least like when I showed you the Sips video, like you knew who Nick was. You knew some of those people from conversation, from past experiences.
I'm just like, you got me thinking. I don't even think I've ever traveled internationally alone. What was that like?
Lonely. It was dark. Like if I think about it now, that's when we were using that app, Marco Polo, the walkie through the video chat where
Yeah.
you send like a
Oh,
pre-recorded
you would
video
talk to us all the time.
all
though.
day. Yeah, it would be like I'll just be sending. I mean, I had international service. Like when I went to Australia, that was slightly different because I had like a routine. It wasn't like I was always going to do something different. Didn't have to be places. The first 2 weeks there were uncomfortable. It was like I was in Sydney, I was in an Airbnb, and then bouncing. I was like, all right, am I going to stay here? I need to find an apartment to rent. I need to do this. The leases were month to month, whatever. They weren't that expensive, but it was for grungy ass bedrooms. Like, you remember the pictures I would send you?
Yeah.
Like those bathrooms, and it was like back then, our dollar to their dollar was shit. Like our dollar sucked. It was like a lot of money for us.
Right.
Then I decided to leave, and then I went up north, and then I fell into like more of a routine when I met Matt and Lonnie. So it was. So this is why you're anxious. Did you?
What do you think about
down your cough?
technology, though,
In what way?
in your experience
I think
of this international
I think
travel?
it elevated it a
Because
little
I have
bit,
my thoughts
but
on
I think
it.
it got in the way. I never fully disconnected from some of the issues
Us.
that I had.
I think from us.
Yeah,
So I think like you close off
some growth opportunity.
to create new friends.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Because it was always like I'm telling you guys X, Y, and Z. But I don't know if that's a bad thing
Yeah, I think for the experience, it hinders you.
for the experience.
Like
yeah.
if you're at a coffee shop in Australia or Vietnam and you're just on fucking Polo the whole time or FaceTiming or
Yeah,
on the
people aren't
phone,
gonna
you're not going to talk to anybody else.
Well, do you think people even do that anymore?
Yeah, 100%.
I have not met.
100%.
I have I don't think I'm like an intimidating person to look at. And like there has not been many occasions where people have like struck up conversation with me. Honestly, me moving out here within the first week, this is the most I've ever had like strangers come up and talk to me. And, like,
I've
not
had
at
an
the gym.
experience where I've done it, so that's why I believe in it.
Tell me
I think
about
it just takes
Tell
time.
me about it.
It's literally how I met Trillian.
So she just came up to you. You just struck up a conversation.
No, like I
with her?
literally went to this bar, the scenario that you hated, that you never wanted to do. I did that life for a
Yours was
little bit.
different because
I didn't drink there. That
Yeah,
was the
you
funniest
weren't
part. I
drinking,
wasn't
yeah.
getting hammered
You were
every
just hanging with
Sunday, but
friends.
literally every Sunday at like 6 p.m., I would go to this restaurant. It's not really a bar because it was mostly a restaurant where it was a steakhouse. I would literally go there, post up at the bar, and stay there for 12 hours. And like, yeah, the first 2-3 months, I only knew one person. That was the bartender.
because he was your neighbor.
Because he's
right?
my neighbor. And I didn't even know him that well. But, you know, he's busy. It's not like we're chatting the whole time. So eventually, like, the staff and the locals, the other regulars there, start to notice you. Maybe it's a few small conversations. Things start to evolve. Next thing you know, some of the locals are like, yeah, come sit with us over here at the table. So you leave the bar, now you're hanging out with them. You know the staff really well because you see them all the time. And then they start chatting you up like, I don't know, it's weird. It just, I think like consistency of like going to the place creates familiarity. Conversations start, you start to find common ground. And then next thing you know, like you're creating this network that just builds and builds and builds.
Yeah, and you start to meet people that way.
Yeah. And like that was huge for me.
Well, I think
when I was by myself.
that's important, huge for you. But do you think that the
But-
bartender helped elevate that experience for you?
I think he just sped it up.
Yeah, because he was like, "Hey, this is Matt."
But I
everybody."
think given that, if I didn't know him and I literally did the same thing, he'd probably be one of the first people to recognize me, and we would
because
probably
he's
be
got a
friends
friendly
anyway.
personality.
Exactly,
Yeah, like,
yeah.
I think if you go to a place like when I worked at Sips, it was like everybody
Yeah.
was like friendly. Everybody was like, "Yeah, this is so and so," and be like, "I don't know you, but hi, I'm so and so too." Like I come to this bar every once in a while, and then everybody began like so many people became friends at that restaurant that were regulars. Like the bartenders would travel around the world with these people.
I think one of the hardest parts of that idea is you have to be okay feeling uncomfortable. Like you cannot, in my opinion, like I never pulled up my phone and did work or fucked around on social media or like called people at the phone was in the pocket.
How
the whole
long
time.
ago was this?
It was. I mean, there was social media
10
was
years
huge.
ago? Yeah, that's when Instagram and Snapchat were
Instagram, Facebook.
yeah.
It was like 7 years ago.
more than
But
that.
it's uncomfortable because
You've
like
been
literally
dating
you're
Trill for 10 years, 9 years, 8 years,
no 7.
7.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
Yeah, he's the same age as Coda. He's a love child.
Gotcha.
But it's just like, because at first it's awkward. You're like,
Yeah.
here I am sitting here, and like you have to face the bartender or the people and just sip on your beer. And literally, like in the first couple times when I didn't know anybody, like it's just awkward.
Strike up conversations.
Yeah.
Or you're just the random dude there. If you do say something, who knows? Well, that's also a personality trait, I think. Like some people don't give a shit.
No, some people are really good, but it does help develop it. Like,
Yeah. No, definitely. You morph into the people you spend your time with.
yeah.
Interesting though, because I don't think you morphed into any of those people from the restaurant.
Yeah, a little bit.
Did you?
Well, that's my personality.
Who?
Huh?
Who'd you morph into that I would like be able to know? Like
I didn't. It's not like I changed my personality, but it's just that go with the flow nature.
came from them, you think?
Like that, who you surround yourself with is who. What you start to adopt, and
Yeah.
like that definitely happened. Like I definitely like tried drugs I never would have
Because
tried
of them.
before, because it's like the situational thing where it's like, hey,
Yeah.
you want to go do this and do this, and it's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, because you just go with the
I
flow.
just go.
You're definitely go with the flow, because in that situation, for me to even be like in the peer pressure moments, I'd be like, no, I'm down to hang out with you, but I'm not doing it.
Like I hung out with some like potheads, and I'll never forget, like somehow we ended up on this. There's this just old, like if you go outside of Santa Barbara backcountry, it's just all fucking forest land, but it's not, it's not like a forest with trees. It's just, open land, we'll say, like California. But anyway, it doesn't matter. And we're just out there with this dude's handgun shooting his friend's laptop. And these guys are like high as shit, and like we're operating a firearm. Like those are the crazy things where it's just like, I'm just like, all right, we're doing this. I'm like, I want to take a shot at it.
Yeah, I mean, at that point though, you're in a situation where like, if you're shooting gun, it's like, yeah, you might as well take in the experience, because who knows if you're gonna die.
It's
or
like we were
get
talking about
arrested
earlier,
or
there's the
whatever happens.
experience.
Yeah, you got to take the experience and let it run with it. I mean, I agree. I think so. Maybe
are there things in your life that you were like looking back, like, holy shit, I can't believe like I was there doing
absolutely. I mean,
that. Like, give me one.
a few. I have a few.
Yeah,
A lot.
What do you got?
When we all went to Thailand and Vietnam, crazy. Like there's moments there
Oh,
before.
that's a good one.
Like if I wasn't with that group of people, or like in the state I was mentally, I wouldn't have done anything. Like that whole part of my life trajectory would be completely different now today.
Yeah.
Like completely different. Before I moved to Australia, that like the weekend before I left, if we ever get Jesse on here, maybe he'll talk about it a little bit. It was the craziest night of my life, or craziest weekend of my life. Like some of the stuff that happened that weekend, I was like, dude, that would never have happened before. Ever.
Well, let's use the Thailand one. So we'll paint a story for the group. So what are a couple things if it was with another group of people or just yourself that you went to?
Simple one.
I know one that for me.
I think we might relate on the same exact one here. Multiple things. If I wasn't with the group when we were in Vietnam, we were on scooters, and I don't drink. We drank a lot that whole week, and we drove around on scooters in an unknown country with no licenses. I don't think it mattered, but we just drove around, like not camera. We weren't like fucking see. Like I couldn't see. It was like I had a beer, and then we would go drive what felt like 50 miles, and then we would stop, take pictures, hop back on, go drive again, take pictures, and like I don't know. I mean, maybe I would personally, but I wouldn't go into that in depth as we did with the group. Like I felt safer with the group. It was like if something goes bad, there's 4 other people here. By myself, like when I was in Vietnam by myself, I did not do anything close to what we did in Vietnam the first time.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what you mean when you ask? Like,
yeah, I was thinking of this other situation. So we traveled all around Thailand, we traveled around Vietnam, and then we went back to Thailand. The first time we were in Thailand, we went to a city, so we went to Bangkok. But the second time we went to an island, we went to Krabi. So we get to Krabi late in the evening, but then it's like we get to the airport, and then it's like, what was it, an hour and a half drive?
Yeah, it was still sunny.
But we got to the Airbnb we used. Yeah, we got to an Airbnb, finally settled in. It was getting dark. We take our first walk downtown, and
which was like,
it's dark. We've never been downtown, haven't seen the area in daylight, have no idea where the hell we are in a foreign country. And what do we end up doing? We go freaking skinny dipping in this body of water. Like I would have been so scared if I was by myself with a different group of people. Well, we're like in this body of water. I don't even know if it could be the ocean. Maybe it's a bay. I don't know. I don't know where sharks go here. I don't know if there's lobsters, poison or urchins or what.
Pitch black. Well,
and it was late. It was like, geez, 10, 11 at night.
Picture. We all were walking on this like strip. Like
I don't even know how we got there.
We were like walking on the strip.
Like got into the ocean.
We were drinking at this Jamaican style restaurant, eating and drinking. So we ate a lot of food because we were starving because we didn't eat that whole day. Yeah. Then we were drinking. This is the only restaurant I think out of the whole island that had liquor that wasn't watered down, or we were just fucking okay, like getting drunk, I guess. I don't know. I was drunk. Everybody was drunk because, like, I remember we left there drunk, walked across the street. It was fucking 100 degrees, which was part of it. We were all wearing long pants for some reason. I think I even had a button up on. I remember like getting.
Yeah, but how did we end up in the ocean? Whose idea
I think
was
we were
that?
dripping. I think my drunk ass went in, or one of the guys went into the water.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't you. I think it might have been me. And if it wasn't me, then
Was it Vince?
no.
Yeah, I was gonna say
He
it
wouldn't.
doesn't sound
He
like
doesn't
Vince.
go there. He's not that risk taker. But to your point, exactly. Like we went into a body of water. It was warm. That was
Yeah,
the
and you
first
hate
part.
the ocean.
Yeah, and like I was like, damn.
You're usually the first person that's thinking of scary
yeah,
thoughts.
scary thoughts. Like I'm gonna hit something. I'm gonna get coral reef poisoning. I'm gonna get eaten by a shark. Like did not give a shit. I don't know if like at some point we knew it was a sea. So I don't know if one of the intelligent men with us were like, if like Ricky was like, yeah, it's sharks don't live here, or like sharks probably in that ocean aren't our fucking fear. It's probably like a poisonous.
I'm just saying it was unknown.
Jellyfish,
and it was dark.
Yeah,
And
but
we didn't see it in daylight yet.
so that experience elevated the situation though. Like
Yeah,
if you
we had
didn't
something
have
to
that
talk about.
experience, would you? Hey, if you were by yourself.
If I was by myself, probably wouldn't have happened. If I was with a different group of people, a little more reserved people, probably
Mhm.
wouldn't have happened. And yeah, it was just, and like if I wasn't my normal go with the flow type personality, I might have just sat on the beach.
Yeah. All right. So here's by myself situation now in Australia, in the Gold Coast, Burleigh, kind of like a Santa Barbara town, a little bit cleaner, like no homeless.
Yeah.
A lot of yuppies. Everybody's driving fancy, nice, expensive cars. Houses are insane.
Right.
I mean, I was living with a chiropractor, so like doctor. I'm pretty sure they were well off. I'm trying to pick up just like side jobs, like just to make some extra cash, whatever, and more of like to meet people potentially.
Yeah.
Like so I'm at this bar with Jazz. We're at this bar. It's like a speakeasy. So the way you get in there is you gotta like text a number and a code, whatever code they post that night. It's the
Right.
only way you get in. So I think you gotta be following them on social media. I don't remember. Jazz did it for me. So we get there, we're inside, and we're just drinking. This is before I really knew much about bartending or anything. But the bartender was talking to me. They needed help, and I was bullshitting my way through like.
Well,
being able
when
to
you say
bartend.
didn't know much about bartending, you mean like
If
you knew
said to
beers.
me, I knew beers, but
Yeah.
that was all I knew. If you said to
Okay,
me,
not
make a
cocktails.
Manhattan,
Yeah.
old fashioned,
Okay.
like the basics of the basics,
Yeah.
would not be able to do it.
All right.
And it was like, but I was just like, all right, I want to try it. I want to work. I want to do things.
Yeah.
Like this would be not even for the money. It was more to elevate myself to meet people. So he's like, all right, I'm going to text you. You're going to come in tonight and help us out. We need help. We're short staffed. So I'm like, all right, cool. I go home. I'm like, what should I wear? Text me. He's like, just show up, dude. You'll be cool. So I get there. Boom. First thing I do, walk in the door. He's like, take this shot. I'm like, okay, fuck. Take the shot. Then I started to panic. I'm by myself. Like I didn't feel comfortable at that
Yeah.
point. Like these dudes are like 2 girl bartenders and I think like 3 dudes. Like everybody's there. He's like, tell me to make specialty cocktails. Like,
how busy was it?
busy.
Like,
Not no more. Like I've never like way busier at our restaurants here. Like
what's
this
the
was solely a
capacity of
bar.
this place? Like a room like this?
4 blocks, 4 squares.
Okay.
So a couch, I think maybe a piano, this
Yeah.
beautiful bar, lots of like American liquor. So I knew that part. It was like a bunch of like Pappy Van Winkles and stuff like that they had
Okay.
imported. But we're in there. He's telling me to make these specialty drinks. And I'm like, no idea how to bartend. So I can't even bullshit it. Like if he's like, it's like a gimlet, but do X, Y, and Z. I'd be like, I don't even know how to make a gimlet. He said to me, now make it. I can bullshit my way through most
Yeah.
cocktails. It's like, all right, that tastes like shit. That person's drunk. Whatever. They're not good. Like back then, it was like people would still understand
Yeah.
that sucks, dude. Like
Yeah.
now, if somebody said to me, make me a Cosmo, and it was like, if I didn't know, I could bullshit my way through it.
Yeah.
Do you know how to make it? But I got to the point at Palomas where I was able to tell people, like, here, make this, do this, do this. Here's what you're going to put in it.
Yeah.
So at this bar, I'm doing this. It has nothing to do with the bartending. It was more of the experience. Like they were like fucking just pounding shots, like make drinks, but they would always make 5 extra drinks. Like, dude, drink this. And I'd be like, okay. And then it got to the point where I was like, if I was with somebody else or other people, I think I would have let loose, drank, and had fun and hung out with these people. I like was by myself.
Like if Nick was there.
Yeah, and I like went on like reserve mode. I was like, I stopped drinking, would pretend I would drink, like I would take the shot and like just put it back down, or like dump it or get rid of it or give it to somebody. And then I was like just down to leave, whereas like they were down to fucking hang out. Like potentially, I don't know if they would have been great friends, but it would have been an experience for the night.
Yeah.
But like by myself versus if I was with Nick or somebody else, I think things would have changed.
So I think that's where we're opposite.
You would have stayed.
I would have just
You
done
would
what
have
the
done it,
crowd
yeah,
was doing,
Yeah,
whatever they wanted me to do.
I think that's like
all the way until the last person left.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. Like for me, it was like I was like anxious. It was like around like the time when I was like still friends with people that were pushing the diets all the time and doing this. And it's like, well, I can't drink. I can't do this. I can't do that. It's like, I'm going to get fat. It's like, now I'm not going to get fat. I just burned 4,000 calories yesterday. I worked
Plus
out.
the stress.
Yeah, exactly. Stress, my heart moving, and I'm moving. I'm in a restaurant moving around.
I mean, it's definitely like a pretty, intense experience. I'm not saying you have to be
Yeah.
like me. Like, I'm just saying, like, I'm thinking about it now. And it's like, you're in this new place with people you never met working for them.
A place that I also like
getting
keep saying
paid
that
for
I
it.
love. Like, oh, it was like a beach town where it was just like, I was done. And he handed me a wad of cash. He's like, just chill out, have some drinks if you want. You don't have to pay for them.
So
And it
crazy.
was like the night before I was there paying for the drinks. And now tonight he's like, what do you want? And I was just like, I'm just going to go home, I guess. Like, grab fucking the bike. And I wasn't living at Matt and Lonnie's at the time. I was living at Peter and what was her name?
She was nuts, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was she just loved to talk. But I'm pretty sure I went back to the house in the same situation. Like, went in the pool. That was when Jessica was living there, and like we just chatted. And then I was like, I'm just gonna go to bed. Like, I don't even remember how old I was. 21?
Yeah.
22, maybe 22. I don't know. But experiences, I think, are elevated with people.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm trying to figure out how to make sure I do that here somehow. Like,
yeah. I wonder, like my question before, like, if you didn't have your phone, would things be different?
Probably.
Like, would you have created a stronger connection with Matt and Jazz and Lonnie?
100%, yeah. I don't think I was on my phone too often when I was at the house, though. Like, I talked. Like, me and Lonnie
talked a lot.
Yeah, we did talk a lot. But that was, like, throughout the day when they were all working. I'm not saying I think the phones are bad. Like, to bring it to
not the phone. It's just, like...
No, the phones are bad.
Well, I just, like, it gives you that...
sense of security. Like, you can hide behind it.
That, like... I don't want to say fake, but that, like, unrealistic...
Mm-hmm.
Not friendship, but like, I don't know. We couldn't have shared experiences via the phone.
Yeah, not
so
at all.
Like, but like, I'm taking away your time in this place. If we talk for like 2 hours, like, oh, there goes 2 hours of Luke's day in Australia.
Yeah,
and same thing for me.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Which is why, like, even me moving here, part of my mind was like, me and Matt are spending like part of my decision making to move here was like, if I look at like recent calls, there'd be days we would talk for like, if you add up the total amount or a lot of time of phone calls, like 4 hours. Be like, some days we wouldn't talk at all. Usually the weekends we wouldn't talk. It would be like Saturday, Sunday. It'd be rare if we talked. Maybe we'd play games together, video games or something. But it was like usually Monday through Friday we talk for hours. So my decision making was like, for this to be a better experience, maybe I should like actually consider taking this job. Like, that was part of my decision making. It was like, is it going to elevate my life? Yes, probably. There was a percentage where it was no, but like I tried not to look at it. It's like, all right, well, there was a 54% chance this would be good and 46% chance this would be terrible.
That's why I feel like going to the office would be good for you.
Because I could be able to meet
like
people.
We're not going to obviously be talking on the phone.
Yeah.
You're going to be with other people. Like, you can start to create bonds, go to lunch with them.
Yeah.
And then maybe they're like, hey, Luke, you want to go to the happy hour after? And it's like, yeah, go to the happy hour after.
Yeah.
You don't have to pound beers.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I mean, I need to get to like the idea of like, essentially I have 100% free reign to do what I want at the gym.
I got to stop thinking like Common America. Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's like, hey, Luke, you want to go surfing?
Yeah, you are, yeah.
Let's go to the driving range. We're literally 2 blocks away.
Not even that.
Golf
It's something
balls.
that, like, maybe I could take, like, right. I think I do take charge in the most part. Like, when I would hang out with my friends, it was always like, no, I want to do this. Or like, let's eat, but like, let's just go to the grocery store, buy food, and we're going to grill because like, that's what I want. That's what would make me happier. So I'm down to buy the food. Let's just grill a couple steaks. And like, I get the one I want and you guys just eat. Or like, I'm happy to make you guys your food that you like. So maybe I need to take the reins there, but finding experience to elevate those situations is kind of, to get rid of the Sunday scaries is what we've accomplished.
So yeah.
Well, Sunday scaries, try not to do better. We didn't even get into like the job I'm doing. Talking about that.
You want to talk about it? Let's hear it. What's the job you're doing?
I don't know if I should talk about it. Like, it's just different. Like, should I talk about it? Is there anything else? Like, starting a new job. I guess I should just ask you some questions. Like, what are some pieces that you would say starting a new job? You think going to the office is one. Proactively, I got computer set up Friday. We set it up. I had 40 some emails.
Yeah, that's just monotonous tasks that you'll figure out. You're going to create your own ways of doing things. But if you're at an open desk and there's people in your office, like, you can just see how they do things.
Yeah. Well, I'm just more curious. Like you said, like Trill said, no, I shouldn't answer those emails. You were like, you should. Vince was like, you should. I don't know what Vince is actually where his mind is.
So Luke fired up his computer early, just because that was part of the setup thing. So when everything was set up,
we went a step ahead
and went to the emails.
Set up the emails. We set up everything. So I had my whole computer set up. That's all supposed to be done Monday. But we were like, all right, boom. Procore email pops up, 40 some emails, invites to stuff that I could delete, different like welcome to Google, but there was a chunk of like invites. I don't know if they were onboarding emails or what, but there was a chunk of emails. I answered one, added it to my calendar.
Yeah, the debate was Trill said he shouldn't be doing this because it's paid. He wasn't getting paid for it, and he is hourly paid. My argument was like, hey, if you're excited, you're excited. I mean, it's not like these tasks are going to take hours of your day.
It wasn't even that it was going to take hours.
Money.
My fear was like, I'm going to fuck it up.
Fuck it. That's how you learn.
Yeah, but like, they're like, dude, it literally said in this email, like, don't fucking touch it. Like, we're going to do it Monday. That was my, those were my thoughts.
But I mean, like, you got to think about it. Like worst case scenario, like if it's even realistic, like, can you see a world where your boss is going to call you in the office and be like, hey, Luke, man, listen, we're going to have to let you go. You checked those emails a little too early. We don't do that. Like, that's not going to happen.
They wouldn't, but my thought would be like, hey, there was like we handed out a detailed email, Luke, or like we sent you a PDF on Google that explained this process. And you fucking went off.
Where in that email did it say, don't check your email?
It didn't say don't check your email, but it never said check your email.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, sorry, I didn't know.
Well, I just think if you're going through different things, this is a whole rabbit hole. This would be like talking about like if you're going to coach somebody. If you were coaching somebody in the gym and you said, I want you to do this. But they were like, no, I don't need to do this. I'm doing the snatch. I know this thing should be coming off the floor. I'm just going to keep ripping it off the floor until I get it. What would you say?
You just come back in there and it's not like I'm going to say, get the hell out of my gym. I'm going to come back in there and be like, hey, Luke, listen, man, things are getting really ugly off the floor. I think if we dialed in your hang a little bit better, then we can go to the floor. So let's do a couple from the hang. All right.
All right. So yeah, that might be true. Cause like as you're explaining that would be my thought would be like same thing. Let's relate it to the email. Luke checks the email, even though script said not to, or didn't say not to, it just didn't give me like, hey, here's what I want you to do. I want you to set up your calendar. Like maybe they have the best systems in place to make it work. Right. So it's the same thing. It's like, I guess you're saying
it's like the queuing, right? As a coach, the responsibility is on me. Something I said I didn't make the connection. So now I got to try something different. I got to say it differently or move them differently. Or maybe I like take some weight off then. I'm like, hey, if you want to go off the floor, we're going to do PVC pipe then. Because we're not getting
so in the email world, well, that would look like simply just like, all right, so here's your emails, Luke. You fucked up every single one. Like your Google account, it's just like we know how I am on a computer. Like I'm down to do things and like excited to do it. But I'll do it the way it processes in my brain. And what that looks like is pretty sloppy.
Yeah. They're not going to want to control your processes.
Yeah, I know they're not going to want to. But
and if you're getting results, they're going to be happy.
Yeah. Well, that's true. That's true. But so that's the piece I got to figure out like the next 3 months. I'm sure I got to like fucking dial in, get good. How do I get to the next level? Because like I like to chase down progressions. Getting to the better spot. So.
But I think it'd be fine. I don't think that would cause any issues.
All right, so I'm gonna answer the emails today then.
Yeah, what you got to do is figure out like what's the expectation of you. Is there a quota?
I don't think a quota.
Is there a goal you're chasing that Al's gonna be?
Yeah, you're right. There is a quota actually. It's like, but it's apparently super attainable.
Okay,
I forgot about that. Yeah, it's like you got to have X amount of sales. I don't know about quarter or whatever. So it's salary based plus commission. So it's like not as like. I mean, I'm sure there's risk. Like if I fucking sucked at it, I'm sure there's like a probationary.
There's going to be points of performance, though. I guess what I'm saying that they're going to be looking for, and if you're not hitting the points performance continuously,
you get fired.
You get fired.
Yeah, or like you get into like a probation period where it's like a warning, and then after that, it's like, dude, we're paying you to do something, and you're not doing any of it. That's my fear, though. It's like, what if I can't do that? Then what?
Well, you have options. That's the nice thing about being in corporate America.
What do I say? Like, hey, man, like. Sales isn't for me, but like
you just say, yeah, exactly. Hey man, I don't feel like I'm doing a good job. What's your take on it? If he says, Luke, you're doing great, then it's all in your head. If he says, yeah, I would agree. It's like, all right, cool. Can we pivot me? Can I try something else? Can I be the closer? Can I move into a different department? Can I try customer service? Like,
would they be amenable to things like that would be my question.
Yeah, 100%. Because you got to think about it like this. Like, it's just like a member in your gym, right? Like you've already got them in to the thing. So if they want to like put their account on hold or like take a vacation, right? You're not gonna be like, oh, screw that. Mm-hmm. You're going to want them back because that's an easy transition. to have them back, right? You
Yeah.
don't have to on-ramp them, reintroduce them to the
True, true,
community,
true.
blah, blah, blah. Same thing with the corporate world. It's like, you already know Procore, you know their core values. You've been living it. Like, let's try to just move shit here. We don't have to do and spend all these hours like getting Luke acquainted with the company again.
Yeah. I fucking want to at some point in my life, and this is where the money would be less. Like sales, you can make a lot of money. If I go management, it's like a livable wage. I'm not saying that, but that's where I'd want to dig into. Like
I would just tell your boss that.
I would be happy being a manager and like guiding people and coaching people, because it would be relatable to what I like to do. It'd be like you just said, I want to have the conversation with you and be like, dude.
But think about like coaching, right? You got to know what you're doing first before you start being the head coach, right? Before you're helping other coaches coach, you got to know how to coach.
Well, that's my issue. Like, two of my fears. Maybe I'm wrong here. I'm afraid that I'm not going to coach as much, which is possible. And that I'm not as afraid as much because I have plenty of back end stuff that I'm going to be doing that's going to keep my coaching there. Studying courses.
We got to think,
helping
what
your
is
coaches get better.
Let's dig into that a little bit. What does as much mean?
What I
put a number to
what
it.
I coach this week.
Hours.
Minimum, I would say minimum 4 classes a week.
4 classes a week, 4 hours.
Yeah, minimum. And like, doesn't have to be every day. It could be like,
and you think that's not enough?
No, I think that's enough to maintain.
Yeah. Okay. I would think 1 or 2 classes
a week
is enough.
I would have FOMO.
I'm no, that is separate though. What I'm talking about. I just mean like your skill set, your tools. Like you can still at least maintain like being a good coach.
Yeah. Well, I agree with it because I mean I have different processes in my mind where it's like, even though I didn't coach yesterday, I still went through and I wrote down my lesson plan. It was like, cool. If I was to teach this complex 7 minutes, here's the points of performance for these movements because it triggers my brain to think. And then it's like, how would I coach this? I would run through this. Here's what my timeline looks like. If I had 10 people versus 20 people, what would I do? It's like I still practice those situations and scenarios, but.
And I think you're going to get better at coaching, like Fern says.
Because I'm coaching coaches.
Because now you're coaching coaches. So you're watching from the outside and you're like, all right, if this was me, what would I do? Or like, what went wrong here? How can I help this person? And then like that time may pass and then you'll get into now you're actually coaching. Similar situation is happening in front of you. And like, oh, wait, I saw this before. I saw this with so-and-so. I know what to do. I know how to fix this real quick.
Yeah. I guess.
Because you and so-and-so workshopped that, figured that out.
Together, yeah. Well, I think that's something I could take in. Welcome, Fran, to the podcast. Got anything to say? Tell me. Okay. I think that I could take those things and take it to the work world. Like, I just would be more afraid of not being able to do well at my job, which is like the only fear. I didn't think I'd be good at it. I think I'm good at. I mean, I was in a restaurant job for 13 years, and I think I was damn good at it. Like, it became like thoughtless coaching. I think in 3 years I've elevated myself from a really.
See, that's where I think the lesson is for you to be learned. Is you don't have to do the job well. Because you're looking to get to management. So you just need to know what the job is, what the points of performance are, and then you can help the other people do well at the job.
True.
Like how you were teaching Eric how to coach karate. So we did this thing where Eric was just joking around, showing me a karate move or taekwondo. I forget what he calls it. And Luke's never done it. I've never done it, but Luke saw Eric trying to teach, and Luke was immediately like, okay, I see what he's trying to achieve here. Yes, it was still a physical skill, so Luke knows how to work with the body that way, but you create, like, if you were to teach me that, you would do a terrible job because you don't know anything about the movement, right? You weren't a good karate person, but you were able to make him a better person, a better coach at coaching the movement.
Yeah.
Didn't matter.
Well, I think
all you had to know was just like, what was he trying to do? You're like, okay, I see he's trying to set him up and I see he's trying to execute. All right, let's go with him, see what we can do to tune him up.
Well, do you think that's a special trait? Do you think that everybody could do that?
No,
like if I laid out our systems in place right now.
Well, I don't know. It could be just your experience with coach development and being a CrossFit coach that maybe you've just grown in that skill set a lot.
But do you think like your experience, I mean, you've been in the gym for a while. Do you think everybody has that in them? I don't think so. No, like watching people, it's like, dude, what?
Being a leader, not everyone's a leader.
Grow to it. I don't know if I would call that like leadership. I think I enjoy it. I don't know if I have it in me. I think it takes a lot of work for whoever. I think leadership's natural, but it's not because it's evolving. Like you have to basically keep up with the times. Like what's political, what's not political. What can I say? Will this hurt this person's feelings? Will HR fire me for this? Will I get canceled for this? Whereas like 10 years ago, like think about Vince, like in the real world, if Vince were to take a new job somewhere else, he's got to step way back because the shit he says, they'll just be like, dude, you can't talk to that person that way.
Yeah.
So,
but I think I think like I said, you're just gonna figure out what good sales looks like.
Yeah.
Maybe you won't execute on that. Maybe you'll be bad on the phone. Maybe you just won't have the personality for it. But I think you could easily grow to management because you'll be like, hey, I've seen like these 4 people do these things this way. Like it's working for this guy. Like you should do that this way or try it this way. And like I think you could easily manage people.
Well, that would be the goal in the end of the day. It's just I get to that position and then help grow a team and have the best sales team at Procore because of like our systems are in place. But I'd like on the next podcast, I want to dig into coaching, not about CrossFit. I want to be able to like remember that practice drill that you talked about it. Like I forget what grade it was, but it was in elementary school, maybe middle school, like 6th grade. We had to basically take a task and teach it to somebody. And like that was one of the drills was like, how well can you explain to brush your teeth to somebody? And it was like,
I remember that.
Literally write out the steps. And I think if I were to do that now, like I could do that so quick and so fast. Whereas like back then it was fun, but I remember like fucking like listening.
Do you remember
like
what yours was?
Yeah, it was like the toothbrush. It was like
mine was make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah, like they gave us like it was like everybody did the basics, right?
Yeah.
It was like now I want you to explain this. Like if I had to do that now, it'd be easy. Like I'm trying to teach you to play tennis.
Yeah.
And like we haven't done much, but it's like simple things. Like I see one thing and it's like, okay, I know how to play tennis well. I haven't played in a while, so maybe I'm a little bit rusty, but I can see what you're doing wrong, how to fix it, and I need to tell you one little piece at a time to fix.
Yeah.
Whereas like that toothbrush situation was like, all right, I wrote down like grab toothbrush with whatever your dominant hand is. So it's like, cool, pick up the toothbrush. Like I wouldn't say like grab the toothbrush with your right hand in my notes to somebody. Yeah. I would be like, pick up the toothbrush, whatever hand they pick it up with.
Good.
That's good. Like, are you holding it right? Like hold it. Like, is it comfortable in your hand? You should feel that. Like if you hold a pencil, like I've seen a tattoo artist that I know holds literally his gun like this.
Oh, wow.
Like, would you trust somebody like this? Like Kyle holds his like a pencil and he goes through it. The one tattoo artist who's literally one of the best in the country holds his fucking thing like this. He draws on his iPad like this. He posts videos of it. And it's fucking crazy. But who's to say like you can't hold it that way?
Yeah.
Like in the tennis world, Nadal's forehand grip is completely different than like 99% of the population who plays tennis competitively. And it's like, are you going to tell him to change it?
I feel like that's why in CrossFit, that's why setup isn't really a point of performance.
Yeah, because that's the general concept. It's like Matt's never done this before. Let's get him into a normal stance, and then like I need to evaluate as a trainer.
Yeah. Does he need to open his feet up wider for his squat?
Yeah,
he's got the wider squat
yeah.
stance. Maybe he's a little more narrow in his squat stance.
Yeah. So I'd like in the next podcast dig into like how to teach. Like maybe we'll do some drills. We'll get some people on. Maybe we'll schedule. We might schedule a call. Actually, that'd be a good idea. Like we'll have like 4 people lined up, and like the first thing they're gonna do, they're just gonna teach us something, and then we're gonna help them. Like Rocco wants to be on one. So Rocco, if you watch this, brother, schedule the next podcast next Sunday. Are we doing one this weekend, Friday?
Doing one. Well, we have to check.
I think Friday,
schedules.
right? Yeah,
we'll
I work from home. You work from home. I think it depends on who's coaching.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm done at 12:30 or something like that. So we have an hour before we go to the gym. But might do one. I think we should have people. We'll run through some drills and like how quickly can somebody get better at coaching in a 5-minute window? Can Rocco teach me how to brush my teeth, giving me the steps, or whatever it looks like? It could be whatever. If he fucking wants to teach us how to roll a fucking blunt, like something he's good at, like we'll let people pick, whatever they're good at. All right. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I agree. That'd be cool.
It'd be fun. And then like, are we actually just bullshitting ourselves? Are we not good or are we good? It's cool.
So we could do it like this, like he could teach me something. You can coach him on doing it better.
Yeah,
and then he could teach you something and then I could coach him.
All right, I like that. All right, that's a good idea.
We all grow together.
Yeah. All right, I like that idea. So we'll start that like the second half of the podcast on Friday. Once we talk, maybe we'll talk about like what makes a good coach or something. Yeah. Or just, and then Sunday Scaries are going to try to, that's probably going to be the new podcast time. We're just going to talk about, Sundays, life, what's happened. We didn't talk anything. We got to talk about your house, the demo yesterday. Like, would we be able to have done that if we weren't working out or like healthy? Like we died yesterday and we're pretty strong. Like
I do want to say, like, I don't know if you noticed, Chad, we are down our tech guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Forgot. Yeah. You guys haven't got any like the special features today. Gaz is on his first paid vacation by the Novo Group. Does he watch the podcasts, do you think? Yeah, he'll listen to this on the plane. Maybe I'll send it to him to download.
I don't know if he does. I mean, well, he sees them live.
Yeah, like if you told me to do something right now, I wouldn't even know what to do. Like
Yeah.
banners.
Yeah, if you notice, the podcast was real basic. We didn't do any screen sharing, didn't look anything up.
Yeah, we had to keep it basic. And that's partially, if anybody watched the last episode, again, apologies. It's a fucking disaster. I've
Yeah.
wanted to delete. I almost quit podcasting after that on episode 4.
That was our worst episode.
5. This is
I'm real
episode
happy
6.
about the way this one went.
Yeah, it was better. I
Not
think
that
we
it's
were
over.
we were more natural. So the goal is to just move natural.
We might only be at the halfway point of this podcast. We don't know.
Are we wrapping it up? Or are we
No,
gonna
I'm
keep
not,
going?
because there's a couple things I wanted to hit
All right,
on.
well, hit it. Go for it.
So I told the story earlier in the podcast about our night last night going through pictures.
Yeah.
And I came to this realization, like, as much as I bitch about technology, it's kind of sad that we're not taking videos or pictures of like some big moments. Like you just mentioned, like yesterday, we went to the house that Trillian and I just bought that we're kind of remodeling. And there's these big, huge Murphy beds that we had to like take out of the house because it's not part of the demolition crew's job.
I don't
And,
know
like-
why it's not, but it isn't.
And like these things were like crazy to like move. And like we were trying all this pivoting stuff. And it was just
Well,
like,
the ceilings in that house are fucking low.
yeah.
It's really weird.
And
Yeah.
we had to like pivot around the fan. Like the fan was like, I don't know, if that was the top of the Murphy bed. The fan was like right there.
I'm a short person, and I think my head if I would
Yeah.
hit the fan if I jumped.
And like Trill and I have yet to even take a picture of the house.
I mean, even
Like all the progress pics.
we moved everything, not even that. Like then we were in the backyard, fucking taking chain link fence apart,
Yeah.
and we were smashing the concrete patio because Matt's got issues, so we destroyed the patio.
Or like taking pictures of us playing tennis or videos of us hitting the ball
So we
around.
need to,
Like,
you want to document.
I wanna
life
capture more
Yeah,
moments,
So,
so when we,
document more life.
you know, stay up late and go through the reels, it's more
Well,
entertaining.
we started to go through the phones because I've been on like this kick, the purge we call it.
Yeah.
We've been purging our phones. So we went through Instagram and just
Well, first you started with apps.
apps. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Well, I went apps first. Then what did I do? Then I went text messages. I usually keep all my text messages. So I went through like all my text messages, deleted stuff from like 2 years ago. The only ones I kept were ones that I use all the time, which are in my pinned. So it was like me and you, we have 12 gigabytes worth of text. Me and
Yeah.
Eric, me and Trill,
The funny thing about Eric is he has really bad OCD. He deletes everything.
everything.
all
I
the
can't.
time.
It gives me anxiety if I do that. Like if I were to get rid
Yeah.
of old
Or I'm
text
just like, dude, you
messages,
deleted all our fucking special moments.
a certain, or like recall, like Apple, you can search stuff.
Yeah.
So I went through text. I got rid of those.
So if you want to beat Eric in an argument and you know you said something in or he said something in text before, you can call him out on it and you can't look it up.
well, then I could though. I keep
Yeah,
them.
and you can be like, look, you did say that.
Well, then what else? I deleted text messages. A lot was just to like release like give myself like just like release
Freedom.
myself from
Fresh
like
start.
stuff. Yeah, get rid of stuff. And then I went through photos and I had 20,000 photos on my phone. A lot of them, they're all on my, I hope, because I got rid of some good ones. Deleted all of those from my phone. I just kept like videos of like gym stuff and some more recent photos, like 2015 and to 2020. I got rid of photos.
Yeah.
And then what I did, then we went to the social media apps. I got rid of like Snapchat a month ago.
Did you just delete the app or did you close the account?
I just deleted. A lot of them were just dumb accounts, and then Snapchat I just deleted the
The
app.
app.
So if I
Yeah.
signed back in, I'm sure I
You
got
could get
I
back
got
in.
plenty of Snapchats
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Chris and Trill, I'm sure. But I should just delete the whole thing. I just don't even want to. I don't care. It doesn't.
I think
bother
I
me.
deleted mine.
Yeah, you deleted the whole account.
The
and shut it
account,
down.
yeah.
Maybe I should do that.
I don't know why. I think I just
Part of my thought was like to keep it, and then like 10 years from now, if I sign back and be like, Chris, look, dude, this is when you were 10 years younger.
this is like back to my technology rant. Like deleting Instagram might be a good idea because it's like I don't want to take the stories and the videos, the things that disappear, because that sucks, dude. Then I lose that.
Well, Instagram made it where you take them. You can find, like, if I went on my phone right now, I could see all the old stories that
Oh,
I've
that's
taken and
cool.
saved. I don't know how long it stays, but there's ones in there from like when me, you, and Trill did stupid shit.
Yeah.
Um,
I know you can always hit the save button. I always forget to do
no,
that
but
when I'm
like,
doing
I
a
think
story.
they're still in the arc. I think they're still there. I could be wrong. If anybody knows that, I'll look it up later.
Yeah.
But then I went and I purged followers. So I removed people following me that are like, how many fake accounts were there? At least 200
Oh,
fake
yeah.
accounts. And then I removed people that I was following that were fake accounts or like famous accounts that I don't need to be following,
Yeah.
like social media influencers and actors and actresses. And it's like, that's not a real thing. Like, I don't need to see what fucking Justin Bieber's doing, for example.
Yeah. You stuck with it more than I did. When I tried going through there, I just realized like how bad Instagram's become.
Yeah.
Like your feed is just
Well, like even the least interacted thing on there it's not that you interact with them. It's like the
Yeah.
algorithm was like, yeah, you two don't match, so we're not going to put you like
yeah. Like how many people were you like, oh wow, I didn't even realize I was following them. They never
Mhm.
show up on my feed.
a bunch. And I still went through it. I was like, I know this person.
Yeah,
So I'm going to keep it. But like even that, it's like I should just remove the people. I should just fucking delete Instagram. and
yeah,
start
I know,
over
right? Like
And just start over. Like go from fresh. Just don't delete the account. Just make a new one. Sign out and never go back into it because I got all the photos on their memories that I wouldn't want to get rid of.
Yeah.
In 10 years, like I could pull them up like we did with the photos and laugh about it. I think it released endorphins in my brain and made me just feel like more relaxed. That like I was just purging things that I don't need to follow. I don't
what's
need to be
next to
seeing.
purge on the phone?
Yeah,
There's the phone
contacts. I
good.
need to clean out the contacts.
Contacts.
Like I have a couple things in there where it's like, okay, I don't know you.
Yeah.
It's only a first name, so it's got to get deleted because I don't know who that is. Aside from that, I don't think much more. I've like moved, so I purged everything there. I got rid of a bunch of clothes. I gave you guys clothes, gave away a lot of clothes.
What do you do for contacts? Like, how does people make it into your contact list? So, like, usually I'll get their number, we'll
Mhm.
text, I'll leave it there.
And then you save
Then
it.
if
eventually.
I start to see the conversation building, I'm like,
Yeah,
all right,
then you'll
I
save
keep
it.
forgetting
That's what I
whose
do.
number this is. Then I finally save it.
Andrea from the gym, she texted me just so I had her number because she's one of the athletes. I need her number as a coach. And I didn't save it right away until like when I was purging the phone. I was like, I need to save this number because if I need them. But yeah, I don't ask for people's number.
Yeah. It's like a earning.
Yeah.
You got to earn my
Yeah,
contact.
I don't know if that's a
For me, it's like they got to text me a few more times.
If I'm texting, like I don't text, I'm bad at it. Like I'll text you, I'll text Trill, but like ask Trill, like I'll ignore her a lot. It's like not on purpose. It's just like I just go on my phone and I try not to be honest. Like if I'm texting you a lot, it's like you should be, happy. Not happy, but it's like, oh, cool. He likes it. He wants to talk to me, or is down to talk to me. If I'm not answering you, it's like two things. I've got way too much going on, I don't like being on my phone. Like I might be on my phone a lot, it might be in my hand. I'm not texting people.
That's where dating is so weird, dude.
I can't. It's hard.
Well, just like from the messaging standpoint, like the whole saying of like, I won't send a double text, or I want to be the last one to say something, kind of thing. Like those weird rules that you create. But it's like when you think about like Trillian and I's relationship, like I leave her on red so many times, or like we'll double text, like no problem.
Yeah, but like
we're not worried about anything. Yeah.
Well, that's the stigma we created as people that we have to live up to the standards of society almost, right? It's like you need to do a certain set of rules because of this. Like I'll do it all day. How many times did we text G the other day? Like, dude, why the fuck aren't you answering us? But in a relationship world, it would be like, this guy's a weirdo. Like he's obsessive, or this girl's a weirdo. She's obsessive.
Yeah.
Which I think is bullshit.
Yeah. But it's just weird that like with your friends, you don't think that way. Well, some people do. But then when you're chasing your relationships, it's like you're on panic mode and like observing every little text.
Do you have a scenario where this happened to you?
No, I'm just dating in general. Like I just know that I've been like, I'm not sending, like I've been telling myself like, I sent the last message. I can't send another one until they say something.
Well, I think it's like that, but like he goes deeper. Like I'm a genuine nice person. I think like if I'm texting somebody, I'll just be like, I'm going to bed. Good night. Like if you're we'll call it dating. Like I'm sure I'm gonna reserve those things. I'm not gonna, because then it takes it to like a different level that like makes people uncomfortable. It might make you uncomfortable. I don't know. Like you get what I mean?
Or you don't want to like sign up for the routine of that.
Yeah, that's the bigger thing.
It's like, oh, I said it twice. Now they think it's every day.
And if I don't say it, now it's a problem.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, now they think I'm mad or whatever.
Yeah, but really just fell asleep.
Which is like you were saying, like you're real. Oh, I don't know. Maybe your marriage is different now. It's like if you don't say goodnight, I love you, you might get in trouble. Like
no,
your relationship's different, but
there are routines in the relationship that I'll get yelled at for sure.
Like what's the big one? Everybody loves to hear this one.
The shower scenario.
We
shower together.
If Gaz was here right now,
but I'm guilty of doing it too.
He would hype up. I've told myself a story that you guys do it because of the water situation.
yeah, totally.
I'm not.
Water's scarce around here.
I have nothing against the shower situation. For context, people, him and Trill, like we'll be in the middle of something. This is why we all bust his balls about it, because we'll be like gaming, like middle of a game. And video games are different now. You can't pause them.
Yeah, pause.
Trill will come and be like, I'm gonna shower, and Trill will like her fuse on it is like 2 minutes. I'm gonna shower. Matt's like, all right, after this game. If Matt's not up in 2 minutes and the game's still going on, Trill's in the shower. And then Matt's like, all right, boys, I gotta get a shower. He'll like die on purpose. Don't res me. So that
the bullshit part is like that. I never do that to her because she's never usually in those scenarios. But like, I'm never gonna be like, all right, time to shower
Time
now.
to shower. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll wait. Yeah. We're like,
We
Yeah.
live different lives.
yeah, that's true. It's true. But I think that's like one of the fun. Geez, like always, like Matt's got his balls removed or whatever it might be.
But at the same point, like my personality type, like I just won't shower
Yeah.
until all the boys go to bed.
Yeah.
And if it's late, I'll just go to
because
bed.
you, yeah, because you're just like a
Yeah.
go with it. Well, that's hard though, because like, everybody peer pressures that. Like I've been in a situation where I'm like, I know I got to wake up at 5. It's midnight. It's like, geez, like just one more game. And it's like, yeah, he's right. Just one more game.
Rally up.
Rally up, and then we just go. We haven't been playing games a lot though. I think we've just been burned out this last week.
Just been doing a lot of chilling.
Yeah, so maybe we'll like do a podcast version of us gaming.
I mean, you can game without me. I'm telling you, like I'm gonna be in a phase in my life for the next couple months with this house that like
I
I'm
don't.
just gonna be burned out.
I don't like gaming by myself. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't. You brought up gaming yesterday. I was like, nah.
I was down to game, but fucking G took
Yeah,
7 hours to get ready.
Yeah, well, that was 2 nights ago.
And he was
Then
packing.
last night he was away, and like I didn't want to game by myself, nor did I want to game yesterday. I don't think. Like if Eric said you want to game, I think I would have been like,
Yeah.
not really. Like,
Does he ever invite you to game?
no, I don't get a text from when I was home before I moved here. I would get some text messages like, "Oh, let's do this, let's do that." Fuck
Yeah.
Eric.
Me, Eric, and Shay used to be pretty good with the
You guys haven't gamed
tags,
in a
but we haven't
while.
gamed in a while. I haven't seen Eric on. I've seen
He's on.
Shed on playing the games.
Eric, you're probably on right now from yesterday still.
I'm not even subscribed to the podcast.
Yeah, probably not. That being said, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Press the ding bell. We're
Yeah.
setting up a schedule. It will alert. It should alert.
Yeah,
you, right?
we figured out that how to do it with our new software,
Yeah.
so we can easily do that.
Yeah.
So Sunday scaries. Let's get into it. What are you doing this week? So you got a big thing starting the job. We talked about that. Any other things outside of work?
That are causing Sunday scaries?
Yeah, they sure.
I don't think I
anxious about.
actually feel anxious about starting work. Like I said, I think next week will be the different thing. I think it's just giving
Because you have no idea where you're.
yeah,
getting
what I'm
into.
signing up. They might at the end of the week be like, "You're fired.
No.
You're fucking fired, dude. You're not. You don't have the vax." Like I don't know that. That's like those are the pieces that I'm anxious about. It's like, all right, what's the traffic going to be like when I'm driving there? What time do I need to leave? I don't like being late. I like being on time. I'm not a person that like I'm not showing up to the airport
Yeah.
2 hours before. It's like,
No.
all right, I got TSA pre-up. My flight board's at 1. I'll show up at 12.
Yeah.
40. And like get in, go through it. If I get
Yeah.
fucked, like I know I still got 20 minutes. Vince is like the opposite. So that doesn't bother me. It's more of like I just don't want to set the precedent that I'm the late guy.
Right.
And then be like, dude, Al, I was like traffic, dude. Like this is fucking crazy here. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And maybe they will. I mean, I don't know. People are different, but especially to
But
management
outside
level.
of work.
Outside of work.
Scaries?
I was nervous at the gym a little bit. Like I'm a good coach, I think, but like nervous about that. Like
This week too.
last week,
How
the
about
first
this
week. Like, I felt better this week. Still, like, not getting to like know people. Or, like, the way I coach is slightly different. Like, we all coach different at the gym, which is great. I think it's great. Like, gives people diverse reason, like ways. Like, hey, I want to go to Luke's class today, or I want to go to math class today, or like I feel like just going to Michael's class today, or I feel like going to Chill's class today. It's like I want people to want to go to different classes for different reasons. Like, I don't want everybody to be like, well, it doesn't matter who's coaching because everybody's the fucking same.
Yeah.
It's like I want it to be like, oh, I want to go to Luke's class because like maybe I'm really fucking like make people happy when we do toast bar. And like I want to get toast bar. I'm going to Luke's class today. The workout has toast bar in it. But
I would prefer that everyone just wants to go to any class. Like,
yeah,
regardless of schedule.
I think that's the ultimate goal. But I also think it's like when I went home, when I was going to the gym back in like Washington, like Lake Hill was like Janice coached most of them, but there were some other coaches where I'm not going to that class.
Yeah, 'cause
like-
they sucked.
Yeah, they suck. But like even back at the gym I went to in Phoenixville, same thing. It was like certain coaches had different personalities, and like I'm down. Like there was days where I wanted like no bullshit. Like Dave's classes were like drill. It was like military. It was like, hey, here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna do this part of the warm. It was like a much more intense warm up.
Yeah.
It was like you're gonna sweat really hard in this warm up. Where then other warm ups with the other coaches were just like just gonna do some down and backs and like we'll talk and we'll do this and like you just kind of ease your day into it. Like there was days like where this was the precedent, like, and you had to be okay going to that class.
Yeah. But it's two different hats.
Yeah,
Like as a coach, obviously you want everyone to go to your class.
I think if you're
As an owner, I don't want that because like if Luke takes a vacation or Luke
Mhm,
gets
you
sick
don't
or
want-
Luke quits on me, now people are like, well, fuck, I'm not going to the gym
Yeah,
today.
this
Luke's
week.
not coaching.
Yeah.
Like so, two different hats. Like,
yeah. I mean, so I
as a
think-
coach, I mean, what coach doesn't want to be the best coach or the favorite coach that everyone wants to go to? Like every coach wants that.
yeah. Well, Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, wouldn't you want that?
Yeah, I would. I'm not even that, and that's like more of like a self issue though. It's like I
Yeah.
need to like feel like I'm good, but I think that what else is called? No, I don't think there's anything else giving me this Sunday scare. It's more of like I need to get a haircut. I still need to get a job. I need to get paid. I haven't got paid for work, so I'm like living off of that. I'm happy coaching, doing all that. The food, coming up with the schedule. There's like things I want to get, like
prep.
yeah, the meal prep. Like we haven't done like an actual grocery shop yet. Like we need to go to like
doing that.
Costco's and like this week I think we're fine again because I'm home. But then it's like next week I need to make sure like I have stuff like finding a house to live in, like living with you guys now. But what do I do? Like that gives me anxiety lingering. If you guys want to like help me, I'm trying to convince Matt Cho to extend my lease.
Or if you're any roommates out there living in the Ventura
if you're
area,
looking for housing options, I bring espresso machine, top of the line, commercial grade, niche grinder. Bring a Bernese Mountain Dog. You've seen her twice in the chat or in the video so
really
far.
cute.
I'll help elevate your life. So that's kind of my sales pitch here with Matt Cho. Like they want this really expensive kitchen, and like I can help them afford it faster. So if anybody's out there that's in the legal team of real estate, like shoot Matt an email. It's Matt at forwardfunctionalfitness.com.
Let's see, trying to think if I have any Sunday scaries. I just have Sunday stress.
Yeah, you're just, I think in general.
With the house and my mentality, it's very hard for me to, like you saw the other yesterday. I signed us up for 80 projects.
Yeah.
I was even thinking like we should tear the drywall down at the garage. The next day I took a sledgehammer and just started hitting the sidewalk. And then we were like, let's bust out this sidewalk.
Yeah.
We don't want this concrete here. Oh, we got to knock the fence down.
Well,
should we take the shed apart?
You love to sign up for projects, but then once you start it, fuck. Like even when we were smashing the concrete, like, all right, now what do we do with it? Where do we put it? We're just going to pick it up and move it to a new pile and then move it again.
Yeah.
The drywall, thank God you didn't do that. Then you turned on the water softener.
I was thinking about this. Yeah, I did turn on the water softener.
And then
I had no idea how it worked.
Water spewing in the driveway. Then you call Ollie and lie to him.
I'm
like,
still
dude, it
debating
just turned on.
the drywall in the garage.
Of ripping it out now?
And just putting it in the pile till the dumpster comes.
Yeah, we could do that. It's just like I need a haircut first.
Yeah.
So like I think we should go get my haircut and then we'll grab a cup of coffee.
But I don't want to. I guess that's what I'm anxious about. Like I don't want to
create too many.
Like make it feel. I don't want people to feel like I'm neglecting the gym. So I still trying to do my gym tasks.
I don't think anybody feels that way.
Because we got some things to do.
Like what?
Things we want to do. What we want to do, bring a friend week. I want to plan for that. Make sure that's dialed in. Gotta make sure my on ramp's good because I got that Monday. So I got to get that done. I've never done an on or not an on ramp. Free consultation. I've never run through that yet with what we designed with an actual person. So I want to make sure that's good.
Systems and operations.
We got Christmas coming up. We want to do White Elephant.
Yeah, we got to have a holiday party.
Or Secret Santa. Those are fun. Whatever one it is where you don't know who got you the gift. So like we have the tree in the gym and then you start putting the gifts for the names you picked.
It's Pollyanna, I thought.
But you don't know who got you the gift.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
And then you just open it and you're like, oh, sick.
But they know that's Pollyanna, where you pick a name out of the hat.
Yeah. So like the way it works is
White Christmas is like you pull just gifts out of a bag.
Yeah.
And it's like random. But like if I pulled your name out of a hat, I'd get you something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Pollyanna.
So for the gym, we're gonna do it like this. If you want to participate, you write your name on a ticket, put it in the ticket. We have everyone's name in there. We go through it, write everyone down. Then like, I don't know, halfway through December or whatever date we pick, we go through and then everyone who signed up picks a name and that's the gift they have to buy the person who they picked.
They have to wait, what? So you're going to write down your name and a gift you want.
No, you're going to write down your name, put it in.
And then
if you want to participate, then as time goes on, everyone signs up. Then it's time to actually pick the person you're going to get the gift for. So then you pick it out.
And then you get them whatever you want.
And you get them whatever you want.
So if I pull something out, it would be like, oh, Gabby's Kale's bullshit. I'm going to get her fucking carnivore and cookbook. Or, or like Matt, I'm going to get him a new coffee mug or whatever. Are we doing gifts for the members? Christmas gifts for the
from
members?
the gym.
From the gym.
I don't think that's in the budget, dude.
If it were in the budget, what would you do?
I love patches.
So you give everybody a patch.
Probably.
I was thinking like coffee cups.
I wish we could create a piece of gear or something with like just room for patches. Like the Go rucksack, I love, but I just wish like the whole top part of the backpack was Velcro, and you could just slap Velcro
onto it.
You could. You have to hand sew it.
Yeah. Or you know how they have the military strap thing?
Yeah.
Like the dip of the
Oh,
weave, we could put it there
Yeah.
and just put
That'd
like
be
a
cool.
patch thing. I have the big thing with like the extra storage on it, but the certain ruck, I want the new ruck.
Yeah.
So not the new one, the like OG one. It's like meant for traveling. It has that on the inside,
Oh, that's dope.
and then it's like an actual backpack. The plate carrier ones are like
Yeah.
clumsy and they're fucking big.
Yeah. That would be sick.
Yeah, but like a piece of gear. I think journals would be a cool idea too.
That would be cool.
Like this that just said like CrossFit Ventura and like different shit in there. You can write diet stuff. We're gonna do diet. Like a cool idea that just came to mind. I was talking to people yesterday. I don't know if you agree with this, but we're gonna do 2 different diet challenges at the gym: carnivore challenge, and then we're gonna follow it up with a vegan challenge.
I think that'd be cool.
It'd be a good test to be like, hey, how do you feel in this one? And then we need a month in between. You kind of go back to whatever you want, adopt if you like the new diet, and then go to this vegan diet and see if it fucks
And I think
you
a
up.
month is a good amount of time.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. You can see a change within a week.
Yeah. Or just like, how you're responding to these foods.
I'm just hard. It's hard for me because I wouldn't take part in the vegan one. Like I've dabbled into that at one point.
You'd have to.
Yeah, but I've already done it. Like I know
We have to
fucking
fuck our
I
bodies
can't.
up, dude.
Fucking veggies fucking
We have
up.
to.
I'm not doing it.
We're
Dude.
the fucking
Cancel it,
leaders.
chat. Gym. We're not doing the new diet, the nutrition. We're bringing liver to the gym next week.
I definitely want to try it. I'm curious. I'm pretty sure there are definitely certain plants that mess me up.
So
but
you're gonna try it.
I would try the vegan
So I'll have
diet.
to communicate with Natalie, and I'll do the carnivore side. She'll do the vegan side. We'll write up a whole month plan of like what the guidelines are.
Yeah.
All right.
That'd be interesting to see. But other Sunday scaries, I don't think I have any. It's just like I got a big task list for what to do at the house. Again, the holidays are coming up, the gym, and then
Move in,
moving, stress. Yeah.
live in it. That I don't even know if those are
Packing.
Sunday
It's
scares
just
because that's
all-
an everyday
Yeah.
occurrence for you,
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah, that's not, you're right. That's not as much. Nah, it'll probably start creeping in.
Yeah, but like it's just gonna have like we have to move in around Thanksgiving, so it's
Yeah.
not gonna be like a Sunday scary in my eyes is like if I had my L3 test tomorrow, it'd be like fuck, or like Wednesday, it'd be like the Sunday scary, like the weekend's over. Like
Mm,
now it's grind time.
The hardest part is I've got this big project that I'm leading for work.
So you're
It's just
busy.
I wish I could just like be a
Quit.
coder for the moment, like while the stressful shit's
So
happening.
you're leading the team. So you're gonna
I'm
take what,
leading this project,
so
but,
you're gonna take what we talk about coaching and implement that.
but you just got me thinking. Like maybe I talk to my boss about that and be like, "Hey, man, like,
Do you,
is there another thing I can take in this little until the new year? Maybe."
it's a tough
hold this
time, dude. Right now in
project?
the
I
economy,
know,
you gotta
I know. It's
walk
like,
a
I don't wanna
fine
be-
line. I wouldn't.
But
I
it's
would
just
just,
like,
like, take
it'd be
what-
nice if I could just be a coder for this little brief time, and then January 1st I can take.
I would
leave
just
again.
keep the job. It's a rough time.
I'm not
out
gonna
there.
quit.
Well, they might just be like, well, he doesn't. They would understand, I think, but I think it'd be better off to just maybe I'm wrong, just to stick with it, you know?
I just want to be honest with my manager, dude. Honesty's key.
Gotta be honest, call him right now.
Just, but yeah, Sunday scaries. That's all I got.
That's all I got. Excited for the next podcast.
Holy
though.
shit, chat.
Yeah, we went long on this one. Guys.
If you're still watching, thanks for watching.
Yeah, if you made it through this, if you didn't make it through it, see you on the next podcast Friday.
Let us know. DM, text, comment, feedback. I think Rocco did an awesome job providing like some
Yeah.
good feedback.
Feedback.
But,
Yeah, give some topic ideas, like talking, like we're gonna dive, like we said, we're gonna dive into the coaching side of things, but take it away from CrossFit. I think the last podcast we went too in depth on CrossFit, so we're gonna keep those conversations simple but relatable.
we definitely want to get to a point with live call-ins for now. If you want to just FaceTime Luke or I,
Yeah, you could do that, and we could just
or
like,
just call us on the phone. We can put you on speaker.
yeah, or yeah, call me or shoot me a text or shoot Matt a text, and then we'll just send you the StreamYard link, and then you'll just be able to pop right in. You just gotta literally click the link,
Yeah.
type your name in, and you're in.
Eventually, we'll have our own phone number and we'll just patch it through.
Yeah, but share it with your friends, you know, on Instagram. I should have posted this today, but that's all I got.
Thanks, Chad.
Deuces.